Today I'm taking on the challenge of trying to cook an Italian themed sausage casserole out here in the woods. Let's just see if we can pull this one off. You can see everything just bubbling away. That is a wonderful thing. So I'm just using my normal method of fire lighting, which is just using a little bit of corn wool with some Vaseline on it, and I'm just gonna drop a whole pile of this kindling in the bottom just to begin to give it a bed. If the kindling was wet, or wetter than it actually is, and is beginning to dry up now, all I would do is I just use my knife just to scrape the bark off, just to expose the wood, and then snap the wood open as well, and that would hopefully help to get this to actually combust or to burn. Just going to give that some time just to burn through, create that ember bed. So, ingredients for the sausage casserole. So what I have today is just plain pork sausages, some paprika, salt, pepper, mixed herbs, and a little bit of sugar in there also. 50 grams of chopped onions, 50 grams of chopped mushrooms, some orzo pasta, so it looks like rice, it looks like rice, it is actually pasta, a little bit of garlic paste, some ghee for cooking on, and some chopped tomatoes, and that is it. My plan is to try and cook everything in one pot. So that's the little Tokes pot that I bought. So you can see it's a little bit smaller. I'll bring the oven out so you can see a comparison. So that's the one I normally use. And that's the one I've just bought. So you can see it's a lot. This one's a lot wider and a lot squatter as well. So hopefully I'll be able to cook everything inside this little pot here. I have to thank one of my subscribers, Robert, who lives out in India, and he was saying to me, or mentioned in one of the posts, one of the comments, that the way they would use these types of stoves, I think it's a Cooler stove or a Chula stove, I'll put the name what it is actually on the screen here. The way they would use it is they would add and remove the fuel to control the heat, so hence why the openings at the bottom here. So you can add fuel in to increase the heat, and if there's too much fuel, so it's just like one long stick, so you've got long sticks in, like the plan was, or the plan is to use these. So these sticks will go in through the hole, and if I want to reduce the heat, I just pull the sticks out a little bit. So that's the plan. If you could smell on this, you just get a smell of a little bit of burnt hair. You can just see what a good ember bed there is there already. So I'm just going to add these sticks in, and these sticks then should catch and give me the ability to control this heat. At least that's the plan. And if the sticks don't work, I will just end up using my oak. So as I said earlier, all I have today is just plain pork sausages. I think this makes sense now of why the Ganesha has this fireproof mat. It is so you can actually put the sticks in and out to control the heat. So I'm just going to put the sausages in the other pan here, just to keep them warm, or keep the flies away from them. Get the pan back on the heat, and then introduce the onions. Oh, the onions smell amazing. They do smell amazing. And the sun's come out. Happy days. So then I'm just going to add the mushrooms. About 15 mil of garlic puree. Then my herbs, this is my paprika, salt, pepper, mixed herbs, and a little bit of sugar as well. So I'm told the sugar helps take out the bitterness of the tinned tomatoes. Apparently it's quite acrid without the sugar. So you can see just by bringing the sticks in and out, I'm able to much better control the heat on this today. Now you can see everything just bubbling away. And next I'm going to add 50 grams of orzo pasta and just let that kind of cook in with the mushrooms and the onions and the spices, just to absorb all those flavors. And then I'm just going to add a whole tin of chopped tomatoes. So I've been told by Catherine that I don't want this simmering. This should be more at a kind of in between a simmer and a boil, because it has to cook that pasta down. That is a wonderful thing on the go. Yeah, so as I said earlier, thank you very much to Robert for the advice and the feedback on just the different types of stoves. It was an interesting learning to learn to even just think that you could take the sticks in and out. It's obvious when you think about it, but how you can actually control the heat just by moving the sticks a little bit. While I'm thanking people, I also have to thank Lee. So Lee, thank you very much. Dropped a bit of money into my buy me a coffee link. So I mentioned, so he did it because I'm on a bit of a health drive. So I started exercising about 2 weeks ago. So in the first week I lost a kilo of weight. So I was 97 kilos when I first started, and then I went down to 96 in the first week. So that's when Lee dropped me a bit of money, which I'm much appreciative of. And then this week, or Sunday just gone, I weighed myself and I was down to 95 kilos. So I've lost 2 kilos, a kilo a week, 2 kilos then in 2 weeks. Talking about the channel, I also have a membership thingy, so you can be a member and get behind the scenes content and other type things which would be a bit more exclusive just for members. So if you want to take a look at that, take a look. So there's no pressure, you don't have to, but if you do, it's appreciated. So the trick with this now is giving this enough time for the pasta to cook. And then when the pasta's cooked, then I'll add the sausages, heat them up again, and that should be us ready to eat. Yippee! So just being able to keep this just to a good simmer, or good hard simmer, just to cook that rice off. Again, very impressed with the stove here. Just you know, it's obvious when you think about it that you can take the fuel in and out, but then if you've got something that's top loading or higher up loading, you can't. So it makes sense to have this low loading feeder, just so you can control the heat. And amazingly, I've not used a lot of fuel either. It's just the onion, the orzo, and mushroom on there. Just delicious, man. So you have it, an Italian themed sausage casserole cooked out here in the woods, and it is absolutely delicious. Folks, if you're interested in the Ganesha ultralight twig stove, you can take a look. I'll put a link up to an earlier video I did where I reviewed it, and I'll also include a link where you can get $20 off it. So I'll put a link up for that down below in the description part. Folks, I'm going to leave the video like this. I hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd like to see me cook out here on the Ganesha or the bush box, or just even over open coals. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if there's anything you'd like to see me cook. Obviously, you've also got the trangia as well, so I can cook on the trangia. But let me know what you'd like to see me have a go at cooking.